Insights from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, brought to you by InstaRead. How to Win Friends and Influence People by author and lecturer Dale Carnegie is a treatise on combining authentic empathy, strategic connection, and leadership skills for more effective communication. Communication is essentially the outward manifestation of our thoughts and intentions. Used effectively, it can help us build trust in our relationships and positively influence those around us. Part 1. Influence. There are 3 fundamental principles to keep in mind when dealing with others, especially when our aim is to win them over or influence them positively. First, never criticize, condemn, or complain. Using criticism to win an argument, make a point, or incite change only takes us 2 steps backward. The results we seek can seldom be achieved through deprecation. The second principle is to let people know just how valuable you think they are. Applied regularly, this simple principle can have tremendous effects. After all, we all have an instinctive and unquenchable desire to know we are valued. Affirming the good in others should not be confused with flattery. Affirmation, in contrast to flattery, requires genuine concern. Flattery is cheap and empty praise. The third principle is that no communication strategy garners influence until it connects with people at their core. In other words, focus on what the other person wants. This is a universal truth whether we are dealing with a child or hundreds of employees. Influence requires us to put ourselves in the place of others. It is a matter of discerning what they truly want and offering it to them. This is especially true in business ventures. Part 2. Last impression. There are 6 principles to keep in mind to make a lasting impression on people and get them to like you. First, take interest in their interests. We all yearn for significance in the lives of others, yet we complicate the matter with our selfishness. This doesn't mean we should replace our interests with those of others. It means incorporating others' interests into our own for the sake of creating meaningful connections with them, and not just for the sake of building an audience. Second, remember to smile. Everyone gravitates towards a good smile. It sends a message we like to receive. A smile lets people know we are happy to be interacting with them. They, in turn, feel happier to be interacting with us. Third, make sure to remember people's names. One of the first lessons a politician learns is this: to recall a voter's name is statesmanship. To forget is oblivion. Fourth, be a good listener. Good listeners have the power to influence hearts and minds. More important, they have the power to give people what they most desire, to be heard and understood. Fifth, if we want to matter to others, we must first discuss what matters to them. When we know their interests, or whatever it is they're going through, we can truly connect with them by putting these matters at the forefront of our interactions. Sixth, always leave people feeling a little better. There are no neutral exchanges in human relationships. You leave someone either a little better or a little worse. Part 3. Trust. There are 10 principles to keep in mind to merit and maintain other people's trust. First, avoid arguing with other people. Arguing rarely gets us anywhere. Arguments usually end with both parties more firmly convinced of their correctness. Regardless of whether we're right or wrong, arguing is futile. Conflict is inevitable. However, in the end, we must value interdependence more than independence, and understand that polite and respectful negotiation is more effective in the long run than antagonistic argumentation. Second, respect differences in opinion. Telling others they are wrong will only make them hate us. Very few people react reasonably when they are told they are wrong. In most cases, they react emotionally and defensively because we are questioning their convictions. Third, admit your faults quickly and emphatically. Doing so shows the person we hurt that we genuinely care about them and want to make things right. People are much more forgiving when they see we're willing to correct our behaviour and come clean right away. Fourth, begin interactions in a friendly way. After all, friendliness begets friendliness. When we have friendly feelings towards someone, we are more likely to agree with them or see things from their perspective. Fifth, access affinity as early and often as possible. Establishing commonality or affinity at the beginning of an interaction is a new form of yes. The more early yeses you hold, the more likely you are to secure a yes to your ideas or solutions. Sixth, surrender credit. This means prioritizing the success and betterment of others because you are genuinely grateful for them and for what they offer you. It means being confident in who you are and acknowledging the rubber-like power of reciprocity. Seventh, always engage with empathy. Nowadays, we focus too much on self-promotion, and thus we fail to consider how others might feel in any given situation. Once we take the time to consider the other person's perspective, we become sympathetic to their feelings. Eighth, appeal to people's noble motives. Doing so conveys to the other person that we believe they are capable of doing the right thing. It is a subtle compliment, but these words often move people to action. Ninth, share your stories. When we share our stories, others become more willing to share theirs. Together we can create a new and larger story. With our imagination, we can make our stories vivid, interesting, and dramatic. 10th, throw down a challenge. After all, everyone loves a chance to prove their worth. However, these challenges should motivate, not dissuade. If there's one person you'd like to help grow, throw down a compelling challenge that gets you both involved. Part 4. Leading change. There are 8 principles to keep in mind if we want to lead change without resistance or resentment. First, begin conversations with honest and genuine appreciation. A positive outlook always takes interactions in a positive direction and makes the receiver more responsive to your ideas and perspective. Second, acknowledge your baggage. Many situations can be effectively de-escalated by acknowledging and admitting our mistakes. Talking about our mistakes humanizes us and makes it easier for others to relate to us and become more open to our advice. Third, call out mistakes quietly. Never use other people's mistakes as opportunities for condemnation. Calling out mistakes quietly pulls people out of their disheartened state and returns them to a place of confidence and strength. Fourth, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. No one likes being ordered around. Asking questions not only makes an order more pleasant and reduces resentment, but it also stimulates creativity and innovation in addressing the issues at hand. Fifth, mitigate faults and give people a chance to save face. When someone makes a mistake, people rarely take the time to offer a considerate word or two, take the other people's feelings into account, or pull them aside to discuss the mistake privately. Sixth, magnify improvement. Praise and encouragement are both necessary for motivating people to fulfill their potential, to improve, or to tackle change. Yet many of us fail to recognize the efforts of those around us. Seventh, give others a fine reputation to live up to. To change someone's behavior, change the level of respect they receive by giving them a good reputation. Act as though the trait you are trying to influence is already one of theirs. Eighth, stay connected on common ground. To be influential with others, we simply have to find what connects us, whether that is common interests, common experiences, or common goals. We hope you enjoyed the insights from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. smash the like button, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel. Visit instaread.co to get more insights from this and thousands of other books. Use the code YouTube to get a discount on your subscription.